Due to overpopulation, most of us don't have big ass properties, so we have to live nearby our neighbors maybe more than we actually want to. Sometimes it can be an advantage, but most of the time it's not. It's just not. Okay, maybe that's just my opinion because I'm an introvert and I like having my isolation, but some experiences I have made so far are just stupid. The Phantom. That kind of neighbor is someone you never see but only hear rumors about from other neighbors. There aren't any sounds coming from his property, there is never a visitor going to him in or out, and sometimes you're questioning yourself whether your neighbors are just lying to you and no one actually lived there. But if that's the case, who enters his mailbox? Or who cuts his lawn if no one lives there? The weird one. This is a kind of neighbor which you would probably see at 3 AM in the morning outside and getting his trash out or sweeping his terrace. Even though you should probably ask yourself why you're staring out of the window at 3 AM in the morning. Procrastination at its finest. And if you meet them in the stairwell, they're carrying totally random stuff. Like 20 toilet seats and 4 packages of toilet paper. And you're asking him what he's gonna do with it, and he just replies with, "I'm gonna bleach my butthole today." But I think they are really nice neighbors. The Workshop. That's the type of guy who always got some holes to smash. I have no idea how he can smash so many holes in such a short time, but this guy gets it on a whole new level. I can understand if you have to smash, drill holes, or nail some stuff once every 3 weeks, but some neighbors are just constantly nailing something. Seriously, there's no end to it. Last time I woke up to the sound of this. Oh, wrong one. I mean, who has so many holes to drill? Are they trying to tear the wall with a drill machine or what? Why don't they just use a fucking sledgehammer? And they most likely start to nail stuff right in the morning where you're still trying to sleep. The Old Grumpy Man. Who hasn't had an old grumpy man who was always looking for a verbal dispute? Well, then make sure you gotta listen to my fucked up experience with this kind of neighbor. Little background information. When I was younger, my family and myself lived in a house which were part of detached houses. As you can see, there were no space between the houses. Nothing. So those houses where we have been living were arranged in a rectangle, and in the middle there would be some sort of yard, a place to park cars or let kids play. Sick. So far, so good. So we basically had around 50 neighbors, and all of them were those old grumpy Jesus who would look out of the window every 10 seconds to see whether we kids, my brother, myself and friends, did something wrong so they could yell at us or scare us away. We had fucking 50 of them. Each time we were playing in the yard, they would tell us to shut the fuck up and go away, because there is no playing allowed in the yard, due to the fact that there are cars parking. So we went to the meadow, which was at the back of our house, and the yard, and we started playing there. The next time we were going to the meadow, there was a big sign with the following inscription: "Playing on the meadow is forbidden." Are you fucking kidding me? The meadow didn't even belong to our neighbors. It belonged to the city. You know what even funnier is? The neighbors actually tried to look very family friendly to people who came from outside the neighborhood. But on the inside they weren't, not even a tiny bit. We had a sandpit in the yard, but neighbors actually walked up to us while we were playing in the sandpit and told us to go away, because it would make the sandpit dirty. It's supposed to look good and clean for people who are thinking about moving into the neighborhood. But why did you build a sandpit which naturally attracts families with kids if you don't even want to have kids in your neighborhood? You know what my brother did? It's not really a nice thing to do, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Whenever the ambulance would come to our yard because, you know, old people having health issues, etc., a lot of neighbors would look outside from their houses. You could see that the doors were open to an extent, and a few neighbors would be staying outside looking at the ambulance, shocked. They were just shocked. And my brother, like the goody he is, just stared intense at the neighbors which were staying outside and started to whisper, "You are going to be next." Woo! If that experience taught me a lesson, then I would say it's important to know your neighbors to an extent before you move somewhere in. At least you can prevent yourself from having unnecessary stress and conflicts. One more thing, this video took me way too long than it should be, because I was gone for a week and had a lot of stuff to do besides finishing this video. I hope my schedule is going to be back to normal now, and if you want me to cover a topic you're interested in, make sure to give me a suggestion for another animation story. Okay, that video's done now. Woo!